and welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast, the number one place for your hunting, fishing and country sports stories from around the world. Stick on the kettle, crack open a beer, pull up the feet, relax and enjoy. Hello and welcome back to episode 121 of the Irish Hunting Podcast. This week it's Blasers and bullets. Anto gets a new rifle, an R8 success, and Rob talks us through different types of ammunition, rifle zeroing, and our plans for our new gun. Enjoy this one, folks.
Anthony.
Roberto, you're in the host this week, eh?
I am in the host chair. I'm not driving, Anto's driving.
I'm driving. We're only on the way back from Lakeland. So where else?
We went down at 11 o'clock. We're walking out at
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
We had an important mission this morning to go down and get the paperwork for
Anthony's new sexy chocolate rifle.
Chocolate will be good. Yeah, it's not like the tanned colour on the one that's in the shop there.
Yeah, no, it's lighter in the stock area, but the grain and all it's lovely.
It is lovely. It's real dark wood at the front.
The forend.
Yeah.
Now, you might as well tell everyone what you're at.
Yeah, so it's the Blaser R8 success. That shouldn't have been a tongue twister, but it was.
Yeah.
Thumb hole, wooden stock.
It's very. Who do you? Now, last week you said I had notions.
Yeah, but this is a special gun, man. 30-06.
And why did you choose 30-06? What you're thinking?
Well, I think Davey summed it up there when we're coming out. Like 30-06 is probably, it'll do everything from a roe
to a moose,
and that's probably the best way to describe it. So it gives me greater flexibility and look, we have plans to go over and shoot some other big game at some stage. So this is probably so now I have my 2.2 for my really small game, going out hunting with the kids and stuff, and then I have the 6.5, which I'm going to...
For squirrels and rabbits.
Well, Davey says about blackbirds and rabbits, yeah. But no, I will. If I can, I'm going to try and hold on to that for kind of medium game, so...
And your fox shoot.
Exactly, that type of game. And it's... Look, that setup is just perfect for that. Grand. I've no issue with... Because I have my whole setup now around that gun. So everything's kind of...
When you say setup, you're talking about your inner mounts.
Inner mounts.
You can swap on and off night vision,
all that kind of stuff. So you can, and then like that, I kind of have that dialed in now. Do you know what I'm saying? So
what rounds are you using in that?
I'm using the Hornady ELDX 140 grain on the deer, and then I'm 90 grain varmint for foxes and stuff. Yeah.
How are you jumping between rounds? How are you holding zero?
The inner mounts. Yeah, so...
No, I mean, how are you... If you're jumping between rounds, are you re-zeroing all the time?
No.
Or does your night vision have...
Yeah, so on night vision, your one has the same, doesn't it? Holds...
I don't know, I haven't got it yet, but when I get it, I've been doing a couple of reviews. It has a couple of profiles. Yours is the same?
Yeah, so you can set different profiles for different rounds. So everything from... I've inner mounts on the 2.2 as well.
Oh.
So clip on. You can clip on if you want to go after rabbits nighttime. And then you can set that sort of 2.2 profile of a 90 grain, varmint profile of a 140 grain.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I'd be looking to do something similar. I only actually have one barrel, but if I ever get a second barrel, it'd be handy to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Or change between rounds.
Yeah, exactly. So say, for instance, you have a section, if you want to put your night vision in your section,
Yeah.
then you can then, for argument's sake, you know what I'm saying, if you wanted to, I don't know, try a different round, or whatever. So say you could have, for argument's sake, if you were shooting, you know, heavier grain, say for your reds, and you didn't want to find you were doing a little bit too much damage in Seeker, for argument's sake, you could then have your different profile for smaller animals if you wish. No.
Yeah.
Which is
That will be
handy. Yeah.
I'll talk to the farmer and see. It's probably too late this year.
This year, yeah, but maybe next year.
Next year, I'll try get the night vision put on to the section. And that's the farmer does that. That's not actually me. Like, I don't have a section.
Yeah,
The farmer has the
Farmer
section.
section,
Just has
yeah.
name
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, we kind of probably need to get clearer with our language, because we do say, oh, we have hunting on a ground at section.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
So you're excited?
oh, I'm all kinds of excited. Now it's kind of like now, so that's really the beginning now. So now we have to start putting it together. So we have the form going in, hopefully. And actually, I want to share out to Antoinette. I try to encourage her maybe to come on, but she's a wealth of knowledge in terms of licensing and so on.
That's your firearms.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a brilliant thing to have on, just to talk through, because she touched base with us
in relation to all the
rules about night vision.
About night vision, and I'm not going to obviously put any of her details on there, but I'm just going to screenshot some of the information she came back with, which was, you know, I think by and large we kind of, but it's like nice to have it in clarity, you know, like that. So.
Oh no, we didn't know. You knew. I didn't know.
Yeah.
If you didn't stop me, I would have been out there shooting with the day function at deer.
Yeah.
And then switching over and going lamping, going shooting foxes. Because in my head, I thought, oh, sure, it's a day fucking scope and do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So it was good that you twigged that, and then in fairness, she came back with concrete
and clarified the exact regulation about it. So we might just stick that up on the podcast, actually, just on the page.
Yeah.
Just for other people's.
So this is only the start of it. What scope are you going to go with? What bullets are you going to look at?
Now, here's the thing, right? So I had my heart set on the Schmidt Bender because I have looked through yours a good few times now. The only thing that's probably is kind of killing, because I'm going to do this once and done, do you know what I mean? If there is such a thing. But is that whole, because we are in Ireland, man, and that's wrecking my head now, because you've had that issue a couple of times when we've been out.
Yeah, and it soured it for me as well, because it's, like I said, the quality of glass, the last light quality is brilliant. But that is, imagine you were
on a stag of a lifetime there, you know, everything starts to
rain. You throw the thing in the ditch.
So yeah, if you're not listening to last week, I think we spoke about it, but it does kind of smear the glass, or kind of like, it's like as if it fogs up or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you rub it.
Oh yeah, look, to be honest, I haven't done a whole lot about it either. There could be a simple remedy to this that I just haven't investigated. So I'm guilty of being a bit lazy in that regard.
Yeah. So that's... Okay, so I'm leaning towards the Schmidt Bender, right? But then, over in the UK, I looked through, I think it was the V8.
The V8, the Zeiss V8, yeah.
And I was shooting that with Tom over there. And I thought that was fantastic. And that was super at glass light.
Yeah. See, this is where glass, it's funny because it's down to the individual's eye.
Yeah.
Like I had the V6.
Yeah, I didn't like the V6.
And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
To the point I paid top dollar and then I changed it.
Yeah.
I lost my hole on it. So.
Now, I have to say, I used to like, because a couple of times I would have looked through your Blaser, you know what I'm saying? And I loved the glass
on the Blaser.
On the Blaser.
Yeah.
But then when we were doing the kind of comparative down there, I found myself going back to the Schmidt Bender. But that's not to say, what I'm going to do is, this is what my plan is. When we get the license back in, go back down and then spend a bit of time looking through a few scopes.
Yeah.
So we might do a little podcast about that when we're down there. Now, sorry, darling, but there's...
Go on, you're clear.
Yeah, there's obeying the speed limit, and then there's somebody who does 40 kilometers underneath it. But anyway, so
And then it'll be bullet selection,
yeah,
and then getting your telephone number after that.
yes.
So what's your plan? Are you going to pick a bullet someone recommends? Are you going to trial a couple of different ones, see which ones group best? What do you think?
I think I'm going to try a couple,
Yeah.
see which ones group best. Davey actually threw another round in the mix. There is the RWS
Speed tip.
Yeah, impressive looking bullet. He said they're a showstopper in terms of stopping deer.
Terminal performance. Yeah. That could be, I don't know. I'd want to see how they group. And then for me, if it was me doing it, I'd want to see which ones group the best, because obviously that grouping's going to open up over distance.
Yeah.
Like if it's a 2 centimeter group at 100, at 200, it's going to be 4.
Yeah.
300, it's going to be 6.
6, yeah.
So I'd want to see which ones group the best, and then I'd want to see the construction of the bullet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd want to see if it's a cup and core, if it's a bonded bullet, if it's an A-frame, because all these things.
Right. Talk us through the three different types of bullets there.
That's only
no,
3.
but you're after.
So, all right. A cup and core bullet is basically lead that has been pressed, like copper outer that lead has been pressed into, let's say.
Okay.
Right? They're a good hunting bullet, and they expand. When I say expand, they'll open up
On impact.
on a lower muzzle velocity, so out further.
Okay.
Yeah, a cup and core is normally, but in close. Yeah, depending on how thick the lead, how thick the copper outer is, they might at closer distance, at faster velocities, they might open up too much.
Okay.
And splash, like say a big red shoulder. It could just splash and break the big red shoulder, but doesn't have the penetration power to push on through.
So that's when you say it's lead that's pressed into a copper outer sleeve.
Yes.
Right?
Right. Then you have a bonded bullet, which the lead is bonded to that copper. Okay. Right? And it's bonded chemically. On some of them are chemical, some aren't, right? But normally they're chemically bonded. And all that means is when you hit an animal, it'll still expand, mightn't expand at such a low velocity as the cup and core. Some of them do now, right? Some of them have, the ballistic tips.
Yeah.
And in behind that, there's a gap that allows it to expand. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about bonded bullets is it holds more mass. Won't do that splash on a shoulder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Holds more mass and pushes through. And then
so it'll more like a mushroom than a splatter.
Yeah, that's where you see, the perfect peel back of a mushroom. Normally they're bonded bullets.
Yeah.
Like I use a cup and core myself, and you've pulled them out when you're butchering on me there. And you do see that mine come apart.
Yeah.
It could be in 2 or 3 pieces.
Yeah.
And then you have your A-frame bullet.
Okay.
Right, which is like you could have lead up the front and then a copper shank at the back. So it opens up, but only opens up halfway down the bullet. And then the copper shank at the back is the driving force.
Punch through.
So you could get, like in a heavy bowled animal, you could get a through and through. Okay. You could get a complete pass through. Then the final one really is the monolithic, the copper bullets, which is super penetrating.
Yeah.
But won't open up at low muzzle velocities.
Okay.
So at a huge distance, I wouldn't be shooting a copper bullet.
Yeah.
Because it's just not going to open. It'll just pencil the animal.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason you want it to open is surface area. You're going to do as much damage as possible
in a small area, essentially. Yeah. Okay.
So I'd be looking, for me, like if I was going after, it depends on what you're going to be hunting with the 30-06, but if it's your predominant big game round, I'd probably be looking at a bonded bullet of some description.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't sacrifice accuracy for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to spend a little bit of time now on my scope. I'm going to put a bit of work into this, because historically what I've done is I said, I look through, so I'm going to do a little bit of, or we're going to do a little bit of work on that.
Yeah.
Look through it, make sure we're happy with that. Then I'll progress. Then we have a new chrono which we're going to try out. I got for Christmas.
Mammy Grogan got you a nice Christmas present.
My beautiful mum, she's in a cast at the minute, so I want to send her all my best wishes and love. She listens every week, so. But yeah, so we'll spend a little bit of time in that. So we'll pick a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to try the RWS now because Davey has recommended it if they group well.
And this is, sorry for interrupting, but let's say I think a particular bullet, that groups really well, and we both have a Blaser. That doesn't mean it's going to group. Yeah, because each barrel is different.
No, but that's he's actually why I'm considering even that one is it's obviously he's shot them and he's said that they're a great stopping performance on an animal and so on. So if you have that bit, then and they group well, then that'll go into the mix as being one of the bullets that I'll consider. You know, obviously look I'll look at the I think Gamehead do one as well, don't they?
Yeah, Sacco Gamehead Pro. That's a Sierra Game King. And look, they're a lovely slippery bullet there, but they're a cup and core bullet. So it depends. And people, this is where people scrimp out. Like they pay big money on their scopes and all their gear, but the part that's actually touching the deer, the bullet, people go, "Oh no, that's too pricey. I want 20 quid for a box of bullet."
Yeah,
but you might have more runners or might recover. That animal.
That's what you don't want, you know.
Yeah,
and this is leading me on. So obviously, when I'm Antoinette, if you're listening, this is my whole licensing will be the reason I'm going for the 30-06 and I'm keeping the 6.5 is 6.5 is, in my opinion, perfect for Sika, you know, perfect for Sika. But we do a good bit of red shooting as well, as people know. So, and I just do find the stopping power of your 270 in comparison to the 6.5. I just think there's now I know that's going to create a whole pile of debate and stuff. That's just been, I have a little video myself. I think I put up last year, my Big Red and Hungry, and I put 3 in that animal. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, the logic would tell you after the first one, I knew the pause went out and so on, and the second one, and he ran another, and then it was to make sure. But like that, I could almost guarantee, see, it was the first shot was 270 in that spot where I hit him. There's nothing to say, you know what I mean? But I'd be more confident.
Instead of getting into a debate with people about, there's a reason why guides will say their minimum caliber is a 270.
Yeah.
Or they'll say a 30 cal is their minimum caliber in South Africa for a plains game. All of them have recognised that the 6.5 is just that little bit underpowered.
Yeah.
And that's from the guides.
Yeah. So, and couple that with, right? So I would suggest that there's probably more accurate shooters than me, you know what I'm saying? That would have, you know, like a higher percentage of instant stoppages. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I am still in big game shooting territory, I'm still like a novice. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that being said, I think that plays in slightly to it. But I also think as well, for the likes of the bigger game, to have the option to go up in the grain weight. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What does the 6.5 cap out at? About
140 grain, yeah. 143 grain, whatever, yeah.
But like the 30-06, you could push a much bigger pill onto a bigger gained animal.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. And you've a couple of things. Animal welfare, you've the ability then to shoot where we shoot, you know, in the likes of Hungary and the likes of we're talking about South Africa, and even, you know, there's places in Europe we can go to shoot bear and so on. So like if you're going there and you're in any way, what would you say, hesitant about the round that you're shooting, I don't think you should be shooting, you know what I'm saying? So like I still like the 6.5 has shot a couple of reds this year, you know, so it's not a case that it doesn't. It just means I think basically, I think if I shoot them, it's 30-06, dude. They're dropping where they're standing in comparison to probably looking for them for a while, you know?
Yeah, look, the 6.5 is capable of taking all the big game. It take a brown bear if you put it in the right spot. Like, you can't argue with that. However, the 30-06 or some of the bigger 30 cals or any of the bigger rounds allow for a little bit of flexibility in user error. Does that make sense?
That's a better way of putting it. That's exactly what I was trying to say, only you framed it a little bit better than I did.
If I slightly pull a shot, the chances are I'm recovering that animal with a 30-06.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna create more of a permanent wound cavity in the animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna disperse more energy into the animal.
Absolutely. And like that, especially when you step from, like, there's a big jump from a Sika up to a red, as we know.
There is.
Do you know what I mean? And like, they're hugely powerful. Like, I actually I have a picture of where your bullet went through the Sika shoulder.
Yeah.
Last week, and that literally folded where it stood, you know?
Yeah.
Now, that little shoulder plate compared to the reds.
It could be 3-4 times the thickness. Yeah.
You know, and then that kind of, that H or the V bone, the H bone, whatever you want to call it, there's a butcher's term in it, but where that comes out, like if you're hitting that on a red, you know what I mean? It's a huge bit of mass to try and go through. Do you know what I'm saying?
So this is where I'm saying now I've used the cup and core on reds in Hungary.
Yeah.
I shot it in a high shoulder shot. Now a high shoulder shot it's more than just the shot. It's the nervous system. You're dropping the deer where it is.
Yeah.
But this is where I could be wrong in my bullet selection. Because if I hit a big boned animal on that and it doesn't punch through, or doesn't hit the nervous system and make them drop, then I could be in a bit of bother.
Yeah.
But so far, those Sierra Game Kings are working for me.
And that's all you can. Yeah,
so that's all I can.
The day it doesn't.
When it stops working, then I'll change.
So that's why I'm. So for people, just for clarification, it's just I suppose, I want to keep the 6.5 for smaller game, and especially for fox control, etc. Again, that people might argue that's slightly over.
Are we really going in here for something?
We will, yeah.
Are we?
But it also then gives me. I think that's not a bad shout as well. Having, if you can, I'm not saying like everybody probably doesn't do the shooting that we do and in the places we shoot and so on, and the variants. Like, you'll have a lot of deer hunters who only shoot deer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we shoot fox, we shoot rabbit. Do you know what I'm saying? Boar,
travel and shoot.
Red, Sikas, fallow. You know, so kind of, I'm lucky to do so. So that probably creates that kind of thing. I think as well, to have a caliber suitable for each kind of game species is ethically and morally, if you can do it, you know.
And like, if we are eventually going to get to South Africa or the equivalent, New Zealand, wherever, and if we're paying to hunt, you want to make, because you pay either way. If you draw blood in that animal, you're
paying.
You're paying. So you want to make sure that you have a caliber that has enough power to put that thing down. You want to recover your trophy.
Exactly, yeah. And then on the flip side of that, you don't want to be going out putting 180 grains into a fox. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and like, I have a 2.2 for vermin control, like as in rabbits and foxes at close quarters, especially in around, like, again, we shoot a good bit in around sensitive areas where there's equestrian and so on. So 2.2 is perfect for that. But then there's also areas where, like, some of our big sheep fields, you know, you won't get in and close enough on some of the foxes there.
Yeah, you need to be able to stretch it out.
Yeah, and considering, which is mad in the Irish legislation, like, they don't take any of this really in. This is where I'd love to sit down with like, you're not allowed to use fox collars, you know. So, like, now you have a problem. Like, a 2.2 is perfectly capable of shooting a fox, but the problem is, you can only shoot them at smaller distances. So hence why we need bigger rounds then. And now there's the issue with the suppressors and so on. Some FOs around the country are limiting lads. They can't use them.
Are they?
Yeah. I've heard a few lads now having issues getting moderators or suppressors on
I wonder what the thinking is. I'd love just to have an honest chat with an FO. I might actually say it to my own and see if he'll come on.
Yeah.
If your lady, what's her name?
Antoinette
won't come on. Just to talk through something, because obviously there's a reason for it. They're facing some sort of issue. I just don't know what that is.
I think it could be a little bit of, what would you say, in terms of maybe they believe, the term silencer is not a correct term. The suppressor is more obviously more accurate. It's kind of like maybe there's a belief that, you know what I mean, there's, especially with, say, you have huge issues with poach now and so on and so forth. So lads can go around shooting and nobody's going to hear. Absolutely you're going to hear.
My fella now is fairly switched on.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the people who maybe they're not aware of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe that's become an issue in certain areas where there has been poach and maybe there's reports. I'm trying to fill in gaps. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to have that conversation because it only makes sense, especially around equestrian or any livestock or near any fucking houses. And from a hunting perspective, that we're not scaring off all the game after one shot. That I would nearly recommend anyone to have a suppressor.
100%.
It reduces recoil.
Yeah.
Saves your own hearing.
Yeah.
Or your shooting partner if he's in line. Do you ever be in line with a barrel?
It's actually worse for the person that's
off the side. Yeah.
I've a few times I've been beside you. I like that. It's actually worse the further away sometimes,
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, the not further away, but you get what I'm saying, or it's slightly different angle, whatever way the acoustics is working.
Like for me, behind the gun, you have to remember all the gas is leaving the crown of the barrel and going that way.
That way, yeah.
Like forward. So if you're in line, especially in line with that barrel off to one side, you get a good old crack.
You do get a right crack. So yeah, that's the thing behind that. So I'll have a rifle suitable for each quarry, and hopefully that, and in fairness, our guard station's normally pretty efficient in terms of licenses and turnaround and queries. If there's any queries, they've always been
pick up the phone and ring.
Yeah. Good relation, but which is I think that's vital as well. I think if I'm talking to people around, should try and build that relationship. That obviously I'm chairman of the gun club and so on. So a lot of the guys do, when they're doing their applications, or I try and help them with those. I'm trying to ensure that their applications are right, so that the guards don't have,
a reason.
Yeah, to go back and double working and so on.
Yeah.
So they get it right first time, and there's generally no issues,
Because I have heard horror stories, even there today in the shop.
Yeah.
That young lad, I don't know who he is now, but he was saying his paperwork had got lost in the guard station. Which does happen. You do misplay stuff, but he's waiting a year, and now he's been told that the paperwork's lost.
He has to reapply again.
Start the whole process again. I'm sure they'll fast track it for him.
Yeah.
You would think if he's been waiting that long.
But yeah, that's
I don't experience that. The lads I deal with are actually very good.
Yeah, I think what you'll find is, especially in areas where they're used to dealing with firearms applications regularly, it tends to be a bit more smooth because, like our FOs, they're seeing them all the time. They're dealing with them. They know the snags, know the issues. They generally cut to the chase pretty quickly, and then you know what I'm saying. That leaves things a lot smoother. So yeah, that'll be the next thing, and then obviously there's a whole pile of things. I'm looking at. I need a new rifle slip. Well, I will. I'll have to.
You need a sling. You have to get your mounts for your scope. The Blaser mounts now aren't cheap.
No. I'll have to get the mounts for my scope as well. Yeah.
New suppressor, because they're a different tread.
A new suppressor for
they're not a standard tread on the Blaser rifle. Oh, it's all adding up. Now I will say I am a little bit jealous. I don't normally get jealous, but I might have to get a new gun.
When we're doing the application, I was actually, when we were going to walk out we were putting it back in the box, and I was there.
Yeah, I went to take it off and you held on to
I
it.
held on to it just for an extra little. We have a couple of little videos, so you'll be able to see it now. Hopefully, by the time this podcast comes out. But yeah, no,
I'm excited for you.
I'm very excited.
I love the process of getting a new rifle and bringing it from a new rifle to something that's nearly surgical.
Yeah,
Like that you full confidence out of whatever your shooting ability is, that I know if I'm at that distance, I dial that and boom, I'm hitting it.
Yeah, it's hitting, yeah. And that's the thing, that's, I think even today, we took it out of the box, and we had to put the action in and the mag in, and it was all like the little bits so it was coming from like a bare shell.
Yeah.
And now I like that whole building process,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. Look, we'll bring you through the... So
if I had it all over again, would I go for a 30-06? I think it's I'm not saying it's the caliber. If you're just shooting in Ireland, I don't think this caliber is the best. But I think if you're travelling and shooting,
yeah,
I think the flexibility in it, without going to a Magnum cartridge,
yeah,
staying in a standard cartridge size, I think it is probably the most flexible.
It goes 120 to 180 grain, is it? Or just over?
I think it might go over
200 grain, is it?
You can go heavy enough with the 30-06.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe it's 220 grain. I should know this, shouldn't I? Because I've looked it up.
I looked it up as well. But it has a good capacity for powder. Like, it's a long case. It's the same case as the 270 is just a neck down 30-06.
Yeah, it's 220 grain. So it's 125 to 220 grain. Yeah, so that's why.
So you take an elephant with a 220.
I know, yeah. But the reason 180 stuck in my head, I was thinking in around that will be probably what I'm like. What would you recommend then? We'll talk it through. So for if I'm setting up here for my reds, obviously look, 150, 160 grain is going to be fine for reds, won't it?
Yeah. Like I've shot. What am I shooting currently with 270? Is 140 grain. It's perfect. When I was shooting 308, it was 155 grain. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anywhere in that between 140 and 180.
Yeah.
Is plenty.
Yeah.
If I was going for bigger bone stuff, or I'd start pushing up the.
So what my head is leaning towards, if I zero in around a 165 grain, that'll be my reds, and then I can, if we're going over to Hungary for any of the big red stags over there, perfect. And then if we're maybe Romania or maybe a bit of black bear shoot.
You're mad for these bears.
I know, yeah.
But if I was going bear, I might go up.
Yeah.
Depending on what type. If I was shooting over high speed, no, maybe not. But if I was on the ground, walking, I'd want
bazooka.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where
it gives you options, baby.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It's those options. So then I'll have like that. I'll have me 6.5 there for me varmint and me Sika shooting, and then that baby's going to come out for me reds.
Yeah, that's
me thinking.
I might have to buy a new one.
You might just have to, man. So I'm now technically I'm a Blaser head, am I?
Yeah. I knew I'd get you there eventually.
I know.
But it is something nice about the action and all.
Just to speak about that. What is the name of that action? That type of action?
Straight pull.
Straight pull action, right?
Yeah.
So again, for anyone who doesn't, it's literally straight back, but it's how smooth it is. Because even we did have a little look at some of the other actions down there, right?
The straight pull actions.
Straight pull actions.
Yeah.
And lovely, but that one was like it is.
It's classy. It's the Mercedes of guns.
Yeah.
Now I could be fucking deemed a gun snob, but every time I take mine out, it makes me smile a little.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can do it one-handed, a reload.
Yeah. Like you don't have to take yours is a thumb hole stock.
Yeah.
You don't have to take your thumb out of the stock.
So you can pull back the action.
Now talk to me about the trigger, because I told you about the trigger.
Yeah. The trigger is sweet, man. So like that, the action piece, you can pull back and you can actually kind of nearly throw it forward.
Yeah.
So it won't fire unless it's
fully closed.
And then your safeties push up and back, push up and down.
That's a decocker. that weapon can't go off. Like there's no physical way that weapon can go off. If you have one in the chamber and have it decocked, you can throw that thing around and it ain't going off. Where a standard safety can still, because all the mechanisms engaged, it's cocked. So if the safety fails, boom, you're firing. This can't. And you can see how hard it is to knock that thing on.
Yes, yeah.
There's a bit of effort involved.
Yeah. So that's one of the features. And then the trigger it's light is not the right word, man. Because I've shot light triggers, especially the last one over in the UK and so on. But it's
beautiful.
It's smooth. It's just like, I was just thinking when I was pulling it there, you couldn't be flinchy with that.
No.
No, I'm just saying.
I've often flinched. I'm blatant brutal.
But that's my thinking.
Yeah.
As you're pulling it, you're saying, this is just...
Yeah.
Whereas, if you take my own rifle...
Like it's 2-stage trigger.
Yeah, it's kind of... You know what I mean? You have to pull through, Whereas this one, you just caress the trigger.
Yeah.
Dairy milk. You stop it now. I'm starting to... Yeah, you swear. I
swear we were reps. Jesus. Or sponsored. Now, if they do want to sponsor us, no problem.
Absolutely. Yeah,
they want one of them little breaks. Now, can you see yourself, right, with your new rifle? One of them little aim points scopes we were looking at.
Yes.
Driven bore. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
I was actually... Because I was watching a few of the driven bore shoots, and I said, I don't know how I'd work one of them. They are a serious piece of kit.
The aim point scopes? Yeah.
Brilliant. Just boom, straight on. You're there's no foosting around trying to, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can see why they lean towards them. I wonder how much money they are.
I don't know, we're having a point now.
We'll look. And then we were looking at the F-16s and the F-3s.
Yeah. Isn't it mad? Now, I don't know the difference. I'm gonna have to look it up, or someone could tell us. I shoot an F3, but it's too long. It's a 32-inch barrel, and I'm carrying that thing around for a game.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the F-16s there, and there was 2 different F-16s. There was like the markings on one were red, and then the markings on the other one were like a yellowy colour, F-16. And I picked up the red one, and I mounted it a couple of times, so did you, and we both went, we could shoot that. And then we picked up the yellow.
Yeah, but...
We were miles off when we mounted it. I was down the side of the barrel, and I don't know the difference. Like, you would think it would be a standard fit out of the box. The drop of the stock would be all the same.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we've kind of discovered over the last while that we've the same kind of wonky eyes, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to shoot a gun, I'm nearly able to shoot that one. But yeah, so look, I'm not even. Don't even. I know what you're trying to do, man. My little gun is spot on for the minute, because I will be, and rightly so, man. She'll divorce me if I wasn't.
Are you happy with it?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I am happy, and we're going to keep you posted over the next while. The process, building the rifle, and getting her to knock.
Do you know what you need?
What?
You need a mount for your Spartan bipods. You know your magnetic bipods?
Oh, yes, yeah.
You need a mount for that.
Jesus.
Oh, now, I have seen them done tasty where they recess that into the wood. But I wouldn't be giving that to any normal agent now to do that.
If anyone knows.
Now, I got one that like extends past the stock.
The fore end.
Yeah, it actually screws into the
front part, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
another option. I think I got that on Salamander Tactics or something.
Okay.
I'll look it up. Yeah, they were very good to do it, actually, in fairness.
Jesus Christ.
But see, it all starts...
will you stop? The easy bit is taking the rifle. Not the easy bit, mind you, either.
Yeah.
But look, this is our gig, man. This is what we do. So, we don't drink much.
So, as we're going for a drink?
We don't have any other really pastime, so...
We're fishing the whole time as well.
But that's a collective, man. It's hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Actually, look, my new suit.
What's that?
My new fishing suit.
Sure, you're all ready to go pike fishing. When are we heading?
We'll make a plan in here now.
Yeah.
Come on. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Buddy.
Thanks. I'm only 32. I was going to say next Saturday, we are
with Norman.
So the following Thursday, that podcast should be out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all about hunting tourism. And then we have to make plans then, because we are quite quickly going to rack up. We've Land Bay coming up.
The youth development to hit those schools as
well. We've a lot to get in order.
I hope you are enjoying it.
Yeah. Thanks a million for tuning in. Again.
And
I think we have a new fan as well. I can't remember his name. We met him in the shop.
Give him a quick shout out. He was a nice fella. He
was an elder gentleman, right? But he's game shooting, like rough shooting and driven shooting.
They're in I was going to say Cortlock. It's not Cortlock.
I just say, yeah.
Killatin.
Yeah. And like that, he gave us a brilliant piece of advice. Because we were saying like, oh, we're here looking at new gun or new. He says, well, don't think about it too long. He says, in other words, if you think about it too long, you'll think of all the reasons not to. Just go and do it.
Yeah.
And the second piece was, he said, I just thought it was brilliant. He said, don't ever tell my wife what...
no, don't ever sell me guns for the price
I told my wife.
Yeah. He was actually very funny. He had a good few one-liners.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
He's a nice fella.
But infectious. And he's going to have a little look in the podcast. So if he's listening, we mentioned in Lakeland today, and he was picking up a pair of guns for a friend of his. So yeah, fair play to you. And you gave us a good old bit of banter.
You passed it a good hour there for us.
Absolutely.
Crack. You know what I mean? Right.
Over and out.
Bye.